Hi guys, it's me Alexandra and it's
me, Scott. We're free.
And Theia, and you join us in Javier in Spain, and we are out and about. It is Sunday, the what of what?
It is the 15th of March. It is 12:41 p.m.
Why are we telling you the day? Well, we are recording it because tomorrow at 8 a.m. we go into full lockdown in Spain. Yep.
Yeah, can I just add something? This might be a bit funny, but something about Alexandra. When we moved from England to Ireland, I found out, like, there's probably lots of people like this. I found all these old newspapers from certain events, like 9/11, when the Queen Mother died, members of the royal family got married. So I'm normally up for a video, and I'm normally pestering Alexandra to do videos. And these are my type of videos, but Alexandra's like, we need to do these vlogs to mark the history.
This is honestly, one day we will look back on this. It was a test of, I personally think, our humanity, because I do read a lot of the Dalai Lama, and I do genuinely subscribe to the view that we are all human, and that is the basis we should come from. And yes, one day we will look back, and I want my daughter to be able to have understood what happened and how we dealt with it and how we got through it. So yes,
the best thing about this one, Alexandra, it's not going to gather dust under a staircase, is it? It's going to be live on YouTube.
Yeah, because everything I've got gathers dust. I'm terrible. So we're facing lockdown, so we are out today. We are obviously socially distancing. Now, what does that mean, Scott? What's a social distance?
It's just life is normal.
For Scott and I, yeah, because we work from home, so we are quite self-dependent.
I think you need to go back to the story of probably this time 6 days ago, because I've just come back from the UK, so I'll let you tell us.
He literally got back on the last flight out of the UK. Mr. Scott's been saying to me for the last week, I don't think I should go to the UK for my meeting. I don't think I'm going to get back, and normally I am the more negative, I will say, the more skeptical of the two of us.
The media drama queen.
I don't actually read that much news anymore because of that fact. And I was like, oh, don't be ridiculous, Scott, of course you get back. And they won't stop the flights, and you'll have plenty of time.
And your event will be on.
And you'll have plenty of time to get back, even if they do close the borders. Well, he didn't. Mr. Scott got on the aeroplane and told the man...
always right, first of all.
He's always right. Told the man next to him, because they were all off to Benidorm. He goes, oh, well, you won't be able to go in the pubs, mate, because everything's going to be shut. And the man next door to him says, what do you mean? Of course they're not going to be shut. And Scott goes, no, they've just announced that they're going to close all the pubs and all the bars and all the everything else. And now that was on Thursday, the 12th.
Friday night.
Sorry, Friday, the 13th. And the man promptly got up and got off the aeroplane. And then...
He got on it first. No, this was in the queue to go to the plane.
It's not really that important where it happened, but it happened in
It happened about 20 minutes after we had the conversation. Yeah. And he was the first one to leave.
He got off the plane, and how many more then got off the plane?
It was kind of like a sheep effect. Like everybody started to move, and then
Did you say there was over 100 people got off the airplane?
That's about 80.
Yeah, got off the airplane and decided that
and it was like the sheep effect. And people were sat there for like half an hour, just about to close. Okay, I'm getting off now. Okay, I'm getting off now. Okay,
so they all got off because because there was no point going on holiday. Not because the borders were shutting, because the borders were not shutting at that point. It actually happened the day after, and the reason we know Scott's flight was the last flight from Manchester that got out and made it out, because the early morning one that took off turned around and went home, because then they announced they'd be shutting the borders and we'd be put on lockdown.
And for some silly reason, I said on Tuesday morning, and normally I give as good as I get. If I know I'm gonna win a battle, I'm gonna win a battle. And I didn't have the energy to battle Alexandra, but I knew deep down that I was going. I knew my meeting was going to be cancelled, and I know I'm lucky, so I know I was going to. But I knew I'd get on that. I knew I'd be the last one on the flight, and the rest of the way.
So I am really thankful that he is home, because we have some peculiar situations. Right as lockdown is happening, we were due to move house. We're due to move to our brand new house, which we were very lucky to buy on Thursday, because all the banks are shut now, all the notaries, everything. So our house purchase would have been indefinitely put on hold. So
it's been put on hold long enough as well.
We are so incredibly lucky and thankful, and yet in this peculiar position that today may be the last time we visit our new house.
But we're in a good position because we got
Yeah.
options. We already own our house we're currently in, and we own the house we're moving to. So nobody's moving, no renters are moving in anytime soon. So
Thank God.
So we're in a good position. We're not going to moan about that.
And we work for ourselves, so work continues. And how do you feel about this lockdown, Thea, and no more school for a while? What were you telling me this morning? Are you worried about what's happening, or cool about it?
I'm not worried.
So, what are you going to do while school is off?
Just sit at home and watch TV all day.
No way.
No, you're not. What did we buy yesterday, ready for lockdown?
We bought lots of food.
What else did we do? We went to Decathlon, and what did we buy there to keep you occupied?
We got sports stuff.
And what sports stuff did we get?
We got pool.
Basketball,
Basketball.
table tennis, bats and balls that you stick. Because we're going to be locked in with the house with the terrace. Our gratitude was we have a house with the terrace. So we got things like swing ball and...
Well, let's face it, the only reason we're going to be locked in the house we're in now is because of the Wi-Fi situation. That's the only reason, or we would be moved in a day. Well, the Wi-Fi
we're not sure how, but yeah, we would.
The Wi-Fi situation, you can achieve absolutely anything in a day if you want to achieve it. But the Wi-Fi situation, but, we're talking about lockdown. That sounds like, when you say lockdown, it reminds you like in America where somebody's got a gun and all the cops there's 100 cops with more guns. That sounds like a lockdown. I think that's a very dramatic word to use. I think more of it's time to spend some good time with your family and do things which you don't ordinarily do. It's like we can read books, we can do some DIY, we can still build our business. And Theia can see us do more things. Theia can be more involved in our business. We can cook more as a family.
Mr. Scott went out yesterday, so we actually didn't know yesterday we were going into lockdown. We were already at IKEA when we found out, and we found out because IKEA was empty. I'm going to be doing a blog as well, and you can see the pictures. Can you imagine being in an IKEA with 7 other people?
Hallelujah!
It was truly, truly incredible, and Decathlon was the same, so that's why we went and we started stocking
And the funny
up.
thing was about Decathlon was, everybody's talking about these empty food shelves. The home-based gym equipment aisle was empty. And I like that. That means people want to keep on their workout routines. They want to keep fit and healthy. So I got it wasn't fully empty. I managed to get what I wanted.
And we bought Theia a skipping rope too.
Yeah, so we've already got our fitness gear for the next few weeks. But, what you got to realise in life is...
We also got Daddy.
Daddy's got... But you're going to be dealt cards, okay? And you can either be Mrs. Doom or Gloom, and guess what? You're going to get Mrs. Doom or Gloom results if you dealt the cards of you got to pretty much stay in for 2 weeks. Or you can switch it, you can make it a great positive. Like, I've got loads of stuff to do for our business over the next few weeks. Our business is going to benefit from, not immediately, but long term from these 2 weeks.
But we are lucky that we have that home business. Mr.
Well, you're
Scott
lucky, but it depends. Your attitude depends on how lucky you are, Alexander, I'm afraid. You can tell me we're lucky.
Mr. Scott also has
Get
other
rented,
stuff
yeah.
to do, because you know what, you might not be able to work from home, and you might have been sent home because if you do go to lockdown, obviously this is our experience of what happened to us for these 15 days, because we're very upbeat right now, but I'm sure there will be some stuff we deal with where we don't feel so hunky. But Mr. Scott also has bought loads of DIY stuff too, because this is an opportunity to do all those weird and wonderful things that you put off forever in a day.
I know, I continue, and if I'm absolutely honest with you, if life was normal, I would continue to put off. I don't like it, but I'd be so bored. I'm pretending I'm the king of the lockdown here. I am. Out of the 3 of us, I need to get out daily.
Yeah.
Alexandra could stay in all day and hide in the shade. I can't. I need to be out daily. So this is, I'm just trying to play it cool in a minute.
He does, and we're incredibly fortunate that whichever place we end up seeing these 15 days out, likely the one with the Wi-Fi and the TV, let's be honest, we do have access to outdoor space and we can self-isolate as well. So yeah, I mean, so far.
But we buy a nice new house with 1,000 square meters of land, lots of outdoor space, a swimming pool, and we're going to be spending our time in the smaller house with a terrace. I know where I'd rather be, but we got to show, as Alexandra keeps saying, we got to show our gratitude.
I'm smiling because the reason that we are moving from the house that we have is A, it was closer to schools and all our amenities and our friends and everything, but B, it was because Scott hated being confined. He feels that the house that we have right now, it has 2 windows. Imagine
three windows.
Sorry, 3. One is, but one's over the staircase. Imagine a house with 3 windows. There is very little daylight.
It's a traditional Spanish house, which are designed to keep sunlight away, so it's nice and cool. It's a really pretty house. The terrace is beautiful, but at the end of the day, I was really excited, and it was always bought as an investment property rather than a home. So I was looking forward.
I bought it as a home, but we see things differently. This is the beauty of this relationship. When he says black, I say white. When he says up, I'm going down. And it's always the same with us.
Sometimes Alexandra aims a bit low and I always aim high.
Oh, whatever.
Well, no, it's true. You don't have to
He's
lie.
going to be self-isolating in his house the way we're going on.
Yeah.
You behave yourself.
Yeah.
And where are we going now, Miss Thea? For our last day of out and about. We're going to the new house. And we're not saying we won't be allowed out. We are allowed out for essentials, so we're allowed to go to get food, which we will need because we're mainly vegetarian, so we need a lot of fresh veg.
But tomorrow...
Which is one thing that is being massively bought out. Go on, you were going to say, Thea?
But tomorrow we can't actually go out.
Well, we... Oh, see, and this is what your little people think. They think that coronavirus is coming here and that's why we're being locked in. But we
Thea did request to get some masks yesterday.
She did? Wow.
I didn't.
She has been hand sanitizing like a crazy. There you go. Wow. I say the same
Where did she get that from? Wow.
Wow. But we will be, I can't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, fresh fruit and veg is one thing which is massively, of all the things which is selling out first, that is the one thing we are finding hard to get hold of. I will be writing some blogs on our things like tips for keeping fit whilst you're in self-confinement, tips for what to buy if you feel that you want to stock up on stuff. Because we came up with things like today, you are going to want to eat healthy. You're going to want to stay to a routine.
Well, you
There's
have to,
so much stuff.
Can I just add
to
to
get
that?
through this.
What you have to realise is,
you're
not so you're stocking up your fridge. You're not actually going to be moving as much as you used to. So you don't really need to eat as much as you normally do. So you got to remember that. And if you're looking to dive into the biscuit cupboard, it's probably not a good time to do it, because you're not going to be moving as much.
Oh, what, Miss Thea?
If you eat more vegetables, you might get more healthier.
There you go. You see, you've heard it first.
You might get more stronger.
Well, it is very important because at the end of the day, there's a good chance that we could or will maybe get this flu virus. Let's give it a name. It's the flu virus. In which case,
It's not.
it's the corona theory. If we get it because we're very young and we're very fit and healthy, we'll be fine. But that's not what we're
me and
considering.
Thea are pretty young. I don't know about Alexandra. We're pretty young.
We are. But you know what? I just see that this is happening because as human beings, and this is one thing, we've talked about this herd thing, about all the herd having to catch this virus to 60% of the herd have to catch the virus to stop the rest of the herd ever getting it again, the weak and the infirm. But the other thing about herds is when they move together, and we are a herd of human beings, we look after the poor and the sick and the infirm. We do not, as a herd, throw them out on the side and say, hey lions, get them.
we're more important than you.
So when you are feeling upset and annoyed about anything in your life changing for what is a significantly tiny amount of time, think of what you are doing by obeying and sticking to the rules and self-isolating and trying to be good. It's an act of love.
And let's just get something right.
It is a huge act of love for other people, for other people's elderly, infirm, sick, and those that cannot look after themselves.
But let's just get something correct. We can make a big drama out of this. Yeah, we could like pretend it's a massive drama, but you know, I put a Facebook post the other day. We're not running away from famine. We're not running away from a war. So, you know, maybe it's the time that people wake up and realise that, you know, illegal immigrants who are on a little boat, maybe it's time to realise that what desperation does bring. And, you know, all those people, you know, you're loading up with the supermarket to take home to your home full of Wi-Fi and TV. Maybe it's time to actually really show a bit of gratitude and think, well, I'm not running away from a war zone.
But as I say,
I'm running to spend time with my family who I love.
Which is pretty cool.
Well, we actually like each other. I don't know what about everybody else here.
I know, I genuinely think. But you know what? We've plenty of time to talk to you guys over the coming few weeks. And the main thing is we share these things, A, so that we can look back on them, and B, so that if you're going to go through this yourselves, it is helpful. And
don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. We are at our new home. Whether this might be the last time for 2 weeks, we will see.
Be kind to other people.
You're gorgeous.